on that order by the military?
We cannot leave the country. This is where we are. We're all Nigerians, and this is where we stay. And I don't think it's the position of the military to dismiss civil society organizations. And it's unfortunate that they're attacking Amnesty International after just recently reversing their decision to remove UNICEF from the life-saving work that they are doing in the Northeast.
Okay, let me get your thoughts on this. Do you, or should I say now, some people, including the army, believe that your report can destabilize the country? Don't you fear that their thoughts is right?
Their thoughts are wrong, because what we are stating is something that is already in the public domain. People are dying. What Amnesty International's report has only done is to provide evidence in terms of what has happened in particular villages and communities across Nigeria, and to point the authorities in the right directions towards curbing it. We're interested in this killing stopping, and we know that the authorities, if they put the political will and they address the shortcomings in terms of the accountability mechanisms in this country, it would be resolved. We want the deaths to end. And it's only by presenting this sort of evidence that we can catch the attention of the authorities in order for them to act, and to act swiftly and surely to bring an end to all these killings and to make sure the perpetrators are brought to justice.
Before we let you go, this is not the first time Amnesty has been accused of this kind of things. In 2017, March to be precise, a group of civil society organizations wrote to the United Nations to prevail on Amnesty to desist from what they described as a plot to destabilize the country. The person that addressed the press on that day was Olayemi Success, Secretary General of the Save Africa Group. They asked that the UN should prevail on Amnesty International to desist from attempting to destabilize the country. And you say Amnesty is not doing this.
Amnesty is not destabilizing the country. Amnesty is interested in a country where human rights is respected, promoted, and where people enjoy their lives. And what you also need to realize is that Amnesty is not the only voice in demanding accountability from this government and in ensuring that everybody all over the world are able to enjoy their human rights. You also need to recall that whenever voices speak up in order to speak the truth, there are bound to be attacks from all corners. What we need to do is to investigate and to actually analyze the findings and see how we can ensure justice for all. That is the most important thing.
So where does this take you to next as Amnesty International in Nigeria, with the call by the military for you to vacate this country? What's your next point of action?
We continue to call on the authorities to do the just and human rights thing, and also on the authorities to facilitate a meeting whereby we can further explain our methodology and our engagements regarding human rights all over the world and in Nigeria. We continue to put forward an open invitation to the military. We are willing to meet with them in order to explain how we work and in order to explain our findings. But most importantly, to show that together we are all working towards one end, which is an end to injustice in this country. But that cannot happen as long as they do not act when allegations like this are brought to their attention.
One will wonder that perhaps you would have informed the military that you're going ahead to publish your report about your findings, which, albeit you claim is correct based on the data and methodology you went about in getting those results from your investigations. But one would have thought that you would let the military know that this is our findings. A first presentation to them perhaps will, douse this tension between the army and AI.
You know that Amnesty International is an independent organization, and we do share our findings with them before the publication of our report. But that also means that as an independent and impartial organization, we cannot be biased towards any institution. So there's no way we can present our findings before we publish them, so that the military would have access to rebuff whatever we've done. We give them that opportunity. We give a requesting for a meeting. We also provide an opportunity for them to respond to these findings. As an independent organization, I'm sure you are aware, we also have an obligation to our beneficiaries, which are the people that we serve, in order to ensure that the information we have captures whatever has been provided on both sides. And the Herders and Farmers research is one which you can clearly see, whereby we met with both the herder communities as well as the farmer communities. And we also approached the authorities requesting for meetings and requesting for information. And like I explained earlier, only the Enugu state government gave us information beforehand, and the Benue state government sent information, but it came too late because we had already printed the reports. And we'll continue to ask for this access with the Nigerian Army so that whenever we present our findings, they have the time in order to also share the information they have with us, which we would incorporate in our report.
I must thank you so much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us, Osai Ojibo, the Director, Amnesty International Nigeria. Thank you for talking to us on Sunrise Daily. We'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.